I use the 3 minute and the 2 minute here. You guys have seen me in the room in the mornings and all like that. That's what I look at these two a lot. And then I've got the 5 minute SPY over here for the anchor. So I'm going to open up the SPY right here. And let's just take a quick look at the day from the SPY perspective, okay? I'm going to open this up a little bit here, kind of get it on the window, spread it out as much as I can here. Okay, if you guys remember when you were in with me this morning, I drew some fibs on this. So that's what these lines are. Because we were looking at this and we had this swing this morning where we opened up and then we had an immediate down move here, and then going into our 10 o'clock time of day, we were looking for a shift to the upside. We were talking about that, and we ended up getting a little pullback and then a continuation. And that's once we had that done and we started moving to the upside and broke structure here. That was when I put these fibs on. So we could see and look at kind of what type of pullback that we may be looking for. Because we were talking about gap fill and all that. We actually did fill our gap because this was, let's see, where was it? I think this was yesterday's close, or actually Friday's close. I think it probably was when we got down to here. This was all our pre-market here. So actually, this was Friday's close right here. So we actually did fill our gap, and then we broke down below it a little bit, and then we came back up. We played around here at pre-market sandwich low for quite a while, and then we started creeping up. We broke VWAP and the 20 and moved on up. Then we started cycling a little bit, came back, but we held VWAP, and then we just kind of oscillated it around at the end of the day. But the big move that we had today was from the open down to about 10:30, and then we started this crawl back up. So just looking at that, we don't recommend CTVing out of the box here, but you definitely could have. So I mean, there was a move right here coming out. If you just look at the dots and look at the chart in retrospect, now it's a lot easier to look back in hindsight and see everything. But we did have some indications right here that we were going to at least be going down for a while. Because we came up, we had bullish activity in our pre-market, and then we opened immediately with a red candle, and then we got a moving average cross to the downside, and then we just kept coming out. We hesitated a little bit here at pre-market low, and then we actually pulled back to the 20. I was talking about this. Well, let's see. This is the 5 and the 10. So we didn't pull back to the 20 on this one. We pulled back to the 10 right here, which happened to be, see this blue box that I've got drawn up here. This is the 15-minute opening range. And I took the first 3 candles on that from wick to wick and used that as a breakout box just to kind of get some toned what was going on. So we came down, down, down. We broke out of that, came back, tested it, and then we failed. And then we came on down here and put this low in. So that's what we were looking at this morning. But you can see coming down here, what did we have? And while I'm doing this, I do have my pen open here. We'll just go through real quick on the 5-minute chart SPY and just look at the highlights. Okay. So first thing, we had this red candle opening right here. Okay. We came up, and then market opened down, 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 down. And we can't, we did this. And we hesitated, looking like we were going to have a 10 o'clock move to the upside. That's what we were looking for, expecting. But that didn't happen. All we had was a little bit of a pullback. And then we failed. We took it, we had this level right here. We came down. We had a reversal candle here, this green candle. And then we were looking for continuation, but we didn't get continuation. We got a failure right here. So that was another down candle. Then we tried again. We had a little hammer candle. Well, it's kind of a hammer candle, not really, because the tail is not as long. It's about the same size as the body, but it's still a reversal candle. So it tried again, reversed. It broke pre-market low right here, and then it pushed its way back up, and it closed right. It opened here, and then it came down, and then it closed here. Okay, so that's a reversal candle. But did we get a confirmation candle? No, we did not. Now, this looked like it was going to be a confirmation candle here because it wicked up. So at one time, it started out right here. It started out and it was green. So it looked like it was going to be a confirmation, but then it sold off and it closed back down here. So it did not take out this green, and we did not get a confirmation candle. And then we got another down candle, another down candle, another down candle, the other down candle, and then we finally put in a tail candle right here, another reversal candle. So it came down and it closed up. And then we got a candle here, confirmation candle. And then we kind of started creeping here, but it just kind of hesitated a little bit. So you got some extremes going on right there. We had the cycle oscillator for this move came down. We started up here. We were green going into open, and then we went red. So that was a big flag right there. Then also we got a moving average 50 cross on the RSI. We started down, and then we cross over here. And then the next thing is we had yellow dots. Momo was pointed down. So even though we don't recommend doing CTV at the morning, for sure you could have taken puts right here to the downside, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did. Swimkid, that's okay. You know, if you sit here all day, you know, sometimes the best thing to do is just watch the market. There is no rule that says you have to trade every day. You only need to get like, you know, a couple of good trades a week, and you can be fine and all like that. It's not about taking every trade. So don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up. You know, I only took one trade this morning, and then I had some errands and things to do and all like that. So I didn't get to trade any, you know, after I got out of the room today. And that's okay. You know, normally I don't want to go into Mondays with a bias or anything like that. But normally, you know, Mondays, you never know what they're going to be like. But then again, you never know what any day is going to be like. I used to go into Mondays with the mindset that I'm not even going to open my platform until, you know, after lunch, you know, because I'm waiting for all the weekend stuff, the morning settling and all like that. And it's usually my mindset, my narrative was, you know, market's just going to sit there and just, you know, not know what it wants to do until about, you know, lunchtime or after lunch. And then I'll be interested. So that's how I used to trade, you know, a couple of years ago. And then I finally said, well, you know, and Michael was saying, why do you do that? You know, just trade the chart, you know, look and see what the chart tells you. What is the market doing? Yeah, Mondays, sometimes it can take a little while in the morning, you know, to digest the weekend news and all like that. So, you know, that's why our first move is not until 9:40. You know, because normally you take that first, you know, the opening coming out of pre-market, going into the opening, and then the first little bit to let you know, the open orders from overnights and stuff like that settle and let the market kind of get its feet. And by that time, usually around 9:40, you know, we kind of got an idea as to which direction the market may be going in. So anyway, that's kind of why we don't try and do anything with CTV in the, you know, in that zone 1 time period, because the, you know, movements can be, you know, kind of erratic. They can be volatile. They can be short-lived also. So you need to be nimble. And, you know, for CTV, we're looking for continuous moves. You know, we're looking for those shifts so that we can get the momentum to carry through so that we can get the credit spread and all like that.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.